Welcome to Spiritual Psychic with Sara Wiseman, where you'll learn how to unlock the secrets of spiritual intuition and your own psychic gifts. Here's Sara.
Okay, my dear friends, we are back with part 3. I didn't know we were going to do 3 parts, but I want to break it up for you guys. This is the trend forecast for 2024. Part 1 is the channeled message. Part 2 is the first part of the trend report. And now it got so long, I wanted to split it up. So now we're at part 3. And I'm just going to read you very quickly what we've covered in part 2, so you can go back and look at that. So 1, old structures fall. 2, species awareness. 3, ETs among us. 4, pollution and waste. 5, food breakthroughs. 6, identity and sexuality. 7, climate adaptation. 8, political shifts. 9, elections fizzle. 10, population shifts. 11, birth control. 12, life expectancy. 13, right to die. And 14, personal transport, where they talked about small flying orbs, which I think is very exciting because we have been seeing that for a little bit in these soul pod groups where we do future forecasting in meditation with some of the students that I work with. So we've already been seeing that. So excited to see that confirmation. So now we're going to go forward from 15 to 20, and we'll just dive in. So 15, AI learns. Now, we already know that AI can learn, but they're saying AI moves exponentially faster than we imagined. And it doesn't say this is good or bad. It just said it moves exponentially faster. We can't stay on top of how this will work, but here is a hint. Collective consciousness creates change. And then in a hopeful vein, they say, we don't need to be afraid of our collective wisdom. Now, I wonder if I sometimes have been thinking about AI as a part of our collective soul. Now, I am definitely not afraid of collective consciousness, ourselves as one soul or ourselves as oneness. Even though everybody's in it, everybody's awareness is in it, this one soul that we inhabit. And some people are further along than others, it's just fine. I'm not afraid of this. This is what we are. And I am curious. My feeling is that AI is part of this too. Like AI has been added in as a way of quickly boosting collective consciousness by providing some different ways of looking at things or some different thought patterns. And, you know, if everything's oneness, AI is going to be part of oneness too. And collective consciousness creates change. We don't need to be afraid of our collective wisdom. Okay, 16, banking and taxes. This is funny. When the IRS catches up to the 21st century, so funny, everything shifts. Now, I know that they've been working on like changing their systems and that kind of thing. And this channeling says suddenly there's an app for that. So pretty soon we'll just all be doing our taxes on our phones. So fast, so unexpected, so fast, so unexpected, so simple. Social security, identity, immigration, welfare. What else needs updating? Gen Z knows how. It's very hopeful. 17, holograms, Zoom on steroids. Education, business, dating, everything happens in hologram space, and it is confusingly real. This is not virtual reality, and you won't wear goggles. It's beamed imagery in 3D, real time, and it's highly interactive. Early adopters get bonus points. I am super hoping that I figure out how to use holograms, which, I mean, I can barely use Zoom, but we can always hope. So yeah, so like I think when you think of those funny things like in Zoolander 2, where he gets the invitation and he opens the box, this little hologram, that's what's coming, but it's in our living rooms. It's giant. It's like we're sitting down with the person we want to visit with, or entertainment, all of this. 18, solar power. Solar to electric and beyond. Once we realize that we do not need to create waste to use energy, everything changes. The energy paradigm shifts. Clean energy is so easy, and it has taken us so long. Who stopped this before? Let those structures tumble down. Now, I'm not, I don't have enough education or awareness to understand all the history of energy usage, but at some point choices were made to use things that had more profit or were more available to certain groups. Like, who stopped this? And now we're getting to this point, like the world needs energy, the world needs clean energy. We must stop these old ways. 19, water rights. This has been around for a while. There are different ways to access, create, and conserve potable water, drinkable water. Buying water rights and bottled water are not the answer. Saline conversion and filtering systems develop. Again, so my process is I just sit down and it just channels through. I don't really have a knowledge of this. I mean, I've heard of saline conversion, but this is just received. So we'll see what happens. 19, similarly, weather management. Gaia is not interested in our control. Weather management creates bigger problems. We don't have the intelligence to manage nature. And here's where, like, we don't have the intelligence, like we don't have the intelligence, but I'd also say that AI doesn't have the intelligence. We don't possess the intelligence from any source. It also includes ETs. It's like we just don't have it. Like, nature is beyond an intelligence beyond what can be controlled. The root issue is what must be addressed, which is waste. Okay, that makes sense. Waste. All the ways, waste. Waste is stuff that isn't recycled. Nature is a process of recycling. Weather is a process of continual recycling of vapors and so forth. So waste, what's not used correctly or was just laying around or not part of the cycle. And lastly, finally, 20, seasonal migration. Climate nomads travel to the temperate zones. Van life is no longer the province of influencers, but a way of life for those who seek relief from the heat or cold and need a fast, affordable way to travel. Like the snowbirds of before, and those are the people that might have gone from like New York to Florida or Washington to California or other places to like the warmer, like Arizona, like the snowbirds of before, but in much, much larger migration patterns. And this is kind of tacked on at the end, which I would take the way I would look at, if you're looking at part 2 and then part 3, where we start, which was where we started with number 1, old structures fall, and it's like these are given in level of importance in the big world, the big structure of the world. Alrighty, everybody, I hope you have enjoyed the 2024 trends. It would be interesting to check back as the year keeps. I'm going to be checking back and be like, oh yeah, there's that, there's that, there's that. Some of these obviously are probably going to be a little bit later, but starting now. I do hope that you'll subscribe. I'm really moving into a different direction of how I'm putting information out, and this is going to be one of the main ways. So if you've been receiving emails in the past, that may or may not be happening in the future, so please subscribe so you can make sure you get the information. Thank you for listening. I'm Sara Wiseman, and I look forward to being with you soon. You can always find me at sarawiseman.com. Thank you.